Well, Sags, it is a night where the final place in the quarterfinals will be decided, but where inevitably one man takes the centre of attention from the centre of midfield. So much has changed for Wayne Mark Rooney in the 15 and a half years since he made his Manchester United debut. A much heralded move, and boy, did he deliver. Record goal scorer for both club and country. 12 major honours, including Champions League, Europa League and Club World Cup. And a beard that would have seemed inconceivable when as a fresh-faced 18-year-old he made his United debut. That night, you might remember, he scored a 37-minute hat-trick in the Champions League against Fenerbahce, a United legend born there and then. The first of 559 appearances and 253 goals in the famous red shirt. But if Old Trafford was Wayne's world for much of his career, he's now in the third act of the sequel. A deep-lying, deep-thinking central midfielder, delighting in the opportunity for a new challenge. Playing at places he's never played before, but tonight mixing the new with the old, with the same aim as always, to provide continued success. The 863rd appearance of his senior career can't be just another game for him, and nor is it for Derby, for whom the Cup is providing respite in a disappointing campaign. They haven't reached the quarterfinals for 21 years, where the lowest ranked team still in the Cup other than the Rams would lie in wait. And even in the midst of a frustrating season, they've only lost once at home in their last 17 matches. Their wily old number 32 hoping to roll back the years, and that there's still another remarkable chapter to be written in the story of his playing career. Stuart, you will have had returns to former employees in the past. It has to put an extra edge for you. No matter how experienced you are, what you've won, you've seen it all and done it all, it adds a fresh dimension.
Listen, when you're an iconic figure like Wayne at Manchester United, when this draw was made and we're just seeing him in the huddle and we've got access and just he's give a few pointers to his team, he would have been absolutely delighted that this tie come out. He really would, you know, and he's got the opportunity here to show United, look, I'm still at it, I'm still a very, very good player, but I'm sure they're aware of that.
Well, he's never beaten Manchester United in his playing career, but is tonight the night. The locals packed in around us here at Pride Park certainly hope that that is the case. Derby will get us underway. White shirts with the black trim, black shorts, and they're kicking from right to left in this first half. Manchester United in their red shirts, white shorts and black socks. Craig Pawson, the referee, just waiting for the signal to get the game underway. The final tie in the round of 16. Norwich away for the winners in a couple of weekends' time. Derby pumping the long ball forward from the kickoff, which Martin Waghorn will chase, and it's cleared away by Victor Lindelof and out of play for a Derby throw over on the far touchline. It is Evans and Forsyth at centre half for Derby tonight, as was expected. There's the first touch of the goalkeeper, the Dutchman, Kel Roos. Play by him for Forsyth, and now into the feet of Max Bird in the midfield, who looks up, drives it forward, but Eric Bailly steps up from the defensive line. The bulky figure of Scott McTominay, so powerful in the heart of midfield, wins the first free kick of the night. A free kick which will be taken about 6 or 7 yards inside the Derby County half. They've started with Knight on the right-hand side, Lawrence actually on the left, and Louis Sibley is playing as the number 10. Rooney in this role as a number 4 these days, alongside Max Bird in the heart of the midfield, not too far in advance of the Manchester United back 4. This old habits dying hard. Derby back 4, should I say. Here's McTominay now. And McTominay will bring the ball forward out towards the right-hand touchline before checking and laying it back for Bailly. Bit of shadow boxing going on in the early stages, Stuart. Not a great tempo about the game inside the opening 90 minutes, which we're bringing you live here on TalkSport from Pride Park tonight. Back from Lindelof to Bailly. Bailly's got Dalot to his right-hand side. He's also got Juan Mata in space on the Manchester United right-hand touchline. Turns away from his former United teammate Tom Lawrence and hits a crossfield ball out to Shaw. Bounces a little bit awkwardly for Shaw, but he nods it down and finds Bruno Fernandes, who's had such a wonderful start to his Manchester United career with goals in each of his last 3 games. And also lifting the level of performance of those around him as well. But he can't find a way through past Bogle on the right-hand side. McTominay trying to win it back in the midfield. Can't get his foot in, and Derby will be able to bring it forward here. It's Max Lowe making his way from left back. Clever little step over from Lawrence. Didn't fall for Waghorn. Recycled back out for Lowe, whose driven cross is knocked away by the sliding Bay. And Igalo will mop up and lay it back for Dalot for United to clear. But straight out of play. Well, it's been, if anything, a little bit of a nervous start from the Premier League side with 2.5 minutes gone at 0-0.
Well, Lowe had the opportunity there, galloped forward really well, whipped the ball into the box, and United at full stretch cleared it. I tell you, I'm looking forward to watching Igalo lead the line tonight, you know, because I've been a bit disappointed on occasion with Martial being the point centre forward, and be interested to see how well he leads the line.
Waghorn from the throw, chesting it down for Sibley. Lowe's ball into feet. Dalot will be able to bring it away, and then survives the challenge. Igalo making the run, but not that what was expected. Derby win it back. But despite the good industry of Jayden Bogle, the through ball doesn't come off, and it drifts through for Sergio Romero. His record in the FA Cup is absolutely extraordinary. Played 15, won 13, 11 clean sheets. It's not a bad record for a goalkeeper.
No, I don't think too many will rival that is for sure.
He's only ever conceded 4 goals in 15 FA Cup ties, Sergio Romero. In between the sticks tonight for United. Lingard drifting out to the right flank now for Manchester United. Forsyth not taking any chances, saw his way back to his goalkeeper, was blocked, taps it out of play for a throw, taken short to Lingard to Dalot. Fernandes has been happy to supply the width over on the left-hand side. Lingard at the moment playing at the 10 for Manchester United. I think Wayne Rooney's really been able to exert any influence in the early stages. Lingard finding Mata here towards the edge of the box. A clever reverse ball for Bruno Fernandes. His cross hits Forsyth and bounces out for McTominay. Back for Bruno Fernandes again. Now McTominay getting away from the blonde-haired youngster Sibley to work the ball down towards Mata. Manchester United's passing is crisp here, and Mata rolls it down the right-hand side of the area, and Wayne Rooney with a well-timed challenge locks the ball away from McTominay at the expense of the first corner of the night, and the crowd appreciating that little cameo from him there.
And it shows the all-round player of Rooney. You're expecting his first interaction potentially being a shot or a fantastic pass, but he's got a decent tackle in him as well, which he showed them.
Bruno Fernandes will take this corner, right arm raised above his head. It's an away swinger towards the edge of the 6-yard box that Waghorn can head clear. Mata picks it up, Fred tries to work it forward, it hit the nearest Derby player, and then Bogle clears the loose ball. And Dalot will allow it to roll out of play for a throw that will be taken midway inside the Manchester United half, and just throws it back for Sergio Romero. Romero playing it forward to Victor Lindelof. United, as you might expect, have got an excellent record in this particular fixture. They've won 12 of the last 18 meetings since the famous Paolo Wanchop inspired win at Old Trafford back in 1997. And I show the highlights of that on the big screen before the game, and also the highlights of Franny Lee and Candy Hinton inspiring Derby to some famous victories over Manchester United in the past as well. But they haven't beaten them in this competition, Derby, since 1897. I could say they're due. It's a free kick which Derby will take here, and Wayne Rooney will trot across, taps the ball out towards the right-hand touchline. It was a foul that was committed about 15 yards inside the Manchester United half, and it is the cue for Forsyth to make his way forward. Evans, the other centre-half, has stayed back here. And now he makes his way forward as well, does George Evans, along with Sibley towards the edge of the penalty area. Forsyth the deepest of the lot. Rooney swinging in, plenty of air underneath it. Good ball out towards Forsyth. Half clear for Lawrence. It was just taken off his toes as he was preparing to shoot. It was good play by Igalo, coming back to defend. and then he hits in a crossfield ball which almost found Lingard, who peeled away, trying to get round the back of Jayden Bogle, but he defended it well. Derby win the seconds, worked forward by Knight, but he ran out of room, and Shaw could shepherd the ball out of play for a throw, which Manchester United will take in the left-back position. We played 7 minutes here on TalkSport. Remember, Norwich away for the winners of this. It's Derby 0, Manchester United 0.
Yeah, outstanding defensive work there by Igalo on that occasion. Just brushed the aggressive attack behind himself and just pushed out from there, and a decent crossfield ball as well.
Those are the thoughts of Stuart Pearce, former FA Cup finalist. Dalot in possession for Manchester United on the United right, back for Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes controlling it, just dropping deep. And he's now in the right back position as it's played back to him by Eric Bailly. Fernandes, who won 3 domestic cup competitions in Portugal, the cup and a couple of league cups as well, hoping to continue his influence tonight. Rooney shielding the ball, trying to get away from the challenge of Fernandes. He's done well from an almost impossible position to be able to poke it forward for Sibley. Sibley to Waghorn, down for Lawrence, and Dalot puts it out of play for a throw on the Derby County left-hand side. 8 gone 0-0.
Yeah, good solid hold-up play there by Waghorn. It'd be important that everything that comes up to his feet is held and he feeds his teammates in. Just to get them up and pitch it is nothing else.
Waghorn playing through the middle tonight. He played on the left-hand side. Or on the right-hand side, should I say, in that game against Sheffield Wednesday at the weekend, where Derby won at Hillsborough. Chris Martin was the man that led the line on that occasion. It was a welcome victory for the Rams, having failed to win any of the 4 league games prior to that. But the record here at Pride Park is good. Only Bristol City and Millwall have won here so far this season. Rose clearing his lines out to the Derby right-hand side for the fullback Jayden Bogle. Bogle will bring it forward over halfway, but then ran out of options and did well to win it back. Nicks it away from McTominay, setting up Sibley. Sibley, left-footed shot, drifts wide. Good attempt. Romero with an advanced starting position a long way off his line, and Sibley got it onto his left foot, more than happy to try his luck from distance. Romero at full stretch, very grateful that one thundered off the hoardings behind his goal.
Well, I think probably the vast majority of this stadium were waiting for that to nestle in the bottom corner. Beat the goalkeeper all ends down, defence backed off, and a fantastic dipping shot just wide.
Hasn't scored a senior goal as yet, Louis Sibley. One of the teenagers in this Derby side is the youngest at 18. Very highly regarded. Can play as a 10, can play as a left back as well. But he's got a venomous shot on that left foot, as we've already seen. Here's Scott McTominay for Manchester United, who are kicking from left to right as we look at it. Ball angled out towards the far touchline for Jesse Lingard. Mata have made a good run down the inside left channel, but Derby again get the angles of defence right to be able to repel the threat. Lindelof goes square, finds Eric Bailly. Bailly to Bruno Fernandes. He's been sitting very deep so far. Mata back out to the left-hand side for Shaw. Igalo, the only man in red, waiting in the middle. Rooney comes back to knock it away. Back out towards Mata again, to Fernandes, to Shaw. Back for Bruno Fernandes. Little give and go with Mata. Good wall pass, and then it was played in towards Lingard. The move broke down. It was George Evans that was there to clear for Derby. Shaw wins it back. Derby fans thought there was a push. Shaw working it forward. Pass that took a deflection, and George Evans down on his own dead ball line can knock it away. But Derby's number 17 only finds United's number 17 with the clearance. Fred trying to work it forward. Bird is in there to win it back for Derby, and eventually it comes off Fred and goes out of play for a Derby throw. You're listening to Derby against Manchester United in the 5th round of the FA Cup. It's live and exclusive on TalkSport with the Fiat Professional range of vans. A true professional always goes the extra mile. Search Fiat Pro 555. Terms and conditions apply. 11 gone, Stuart Pearce at 0-0.
Yeah, I'm looking at Derby and I'm thinking they're probably going to have to go around the outside of the midfield when you've got Fred and McTominay anchoring the midfield there. There's very little space, and both of them pretty competitive. Will stop most things coming through the middle, you would suspect.
Max Lowe able to bring the ball forward. The Derby left backs made 30 yards. Too much on his cross for Waghorn, but it'll be kept in by Knight over on the Derby right-hand side. And a couple of little step-overs taking on Shaw, and he flashed it across the edge of the 6-yard box. It just needed any kind of touch to turn it in, but none of the Derby players could get there. The youngsters really look up for this. Sibley and Knight, both, as I say, teenagers, and they've caught the eye, not overawed by the sense of occasion tonight.
Yeah, Knight, fantastic there. As I say, he dipped his shoulder and he smashed it across the face of the goal. And Romero was strange, he sort of dived out for it, but it beat him all hands down. He'd have been better off staying put, holding his position and waiting for a secondary effort at goal, I think.
Jason Knight playing on that right flank for Derby, scored 4 goals in his last 8 games. An Irishman who has done so well in his breakthrough season here under Philippe Cocu. Lingard for Bruno Fernandes. United 20 yards inside the Derby half. Ball that was telegraphed somewhat, intended for Mata. And Fernandes has to come across and knock it away because the initial pass was easily intercepted by Max Lowe. And it goes out of play for a throw that will be taken on the Derby left-hand side. Rooney leaning over the dead ball line, picking up the ball and throwing it too low, who can restart play. Almost level with us, about 4 or 5 yards upfield from where we are. We're situated about 15-18 yards inside the half that Derby are defending in this first half. Long ball forward, flicked on by Waghorn, but nowhere in particular. Picked up by Romero, and he'll bowl it out for Victor Lindelof. There's little between the two sides so far, 0-0.
No, there isn't. United have probably played that slightly slicker football, but Derby have had probably the better opportunities, and Max Lowe showed on a couple of occasions there. He's got a good turn of pace and he'll get forward from left back very readily, and on that occasion it was Fernandes who spotted the danger and snuffed out any problems.
One thing that Derby County have never done is beat higher division opposition in the FA Cup here at Pride Park. Still waiting to break that duck in the 3rd decade now of this fantastic stadium. They've only had 3 wins over higher division opposition in the Cup since 1984. They've all come relatively recently. West Brom in 2017, Southampton down on the south coast in a replay last season, and of course this season they won at Palace in round 3. Here's Mata finding McTominay with a brisk pass, slightly behind Dallow. He had time with no pressure being applied on him to be able to retrace his steps and bring it under control. And he's laid it back here for Eric Bailly. Bailly will just shuffle forward. Igalo spinning the ball to Mata. Mata to Lingard. Back for Mata again. Jesse Lingard takes over. The man who scored the winner in the FA Cup final a few years ago. Fred played out towards Shaw. Shaw down the left-hand side of the penalty area, pulls it back, and it's turned behind by George Evans. Igalo was waiting, but Evans was there to knock it behind for another Manchester United corner. Yeah,
where United are having fruit really is in the wide areas. They're getting the ball out to Shaw on one side, Dallow on the other, or the interchange between the wide midfield players with little reverse passes behind the fullback.
This United corner taken by Fernandes for Shaw. Didn't quite get there. McTominay will try and make something happen. Eventually it's dug clear by Bogle. Derby work it long with Rooney, just getting it out of harm's way, and it'll go all the way back for Romero, who elected to stand on the edge of the D and hook it clear with a right-footed volley when he surely could have taken a couple of steps back and waited for the ball to come inside the penalty area. It was a well-worked corner routine, though, from United, not dissimilar to the old Teddy Sheringham routine. Cut back. Here's Fernandes now going for goal. There's another corner as a shot comes in from the edge of the penalty area and deflected off the nearest Derby player. I think it was Knight, but goes out of play for a corner which Fernandes will go across the tape.
I'll tell you what Fernandes has done. I think he's identified there's a bit of room on the left-hand side of United's attack and gone into that area just to receive the ball.
This time both hands above his head. Lindelof making a run in towards the near post. Bailly peels towards the far post area. It was headed away by Forsyth. And now the counter-attack will be on with Sibley. He's got nothing in the way of support, but he's approaching the edge of the area, and Shaw has brought him down. And this will be a yellow card for Luke Shaw. Sibley was going away from goal, making a diagonal run forward, and he was upended about 6 yards outside the penalty area. And Shaw's the first man to have his name taken.
Yeah, from the moment Shaw, 10 yards in the opposition's half, has misjudged it, it's gone over his head, you knew, chasing back, he was going to give a yellow card away. If I was a referee, I'd have got my yellow card out waiting for him and said, go on, hurry up and get it over with.
Sixth yellow card of the season for Shaw. But what it does provide here is a set-piece opportunity for Wayne Rooney. If anything, it's maybe just a little bit too far left, but the distance from goal is great. It's about 6 yards outside the area. Waghorn stands over it, but Rooney is the overwhelming favourite.
Whether you think this is in shootable distance or not, if you're Rooney, you're shooting.
Oh, he's shooting, don't worry. There are 4 in the United wall. 2 Derby players stand as a supplementary wall to the right of that as Rooney looks at it. He's going to aim for the top left-hand corner here. He does! And he's hit past the post by Romero. It just dipped. Would have crept in only about 2-3 feet off the ground. And Romero was there in the nick of time.
Yeah, good save by the goalkeeper. Prejudged it. Probably didn't have enough pace on it to beat him.
It's given Derby their first corner. Works short to Lawrence. He's given it away. Fred to Mata. United try and break on the counter-attack. Lingard will chase after a poor ball angled forward. It was too heavy a pass. And Derby can knock it back for Rose, who will then go out again to Bogle. Back for Rose once more. Lingard putting the pressure on him, but he can clear easily. Lindelof on the end of it. Time to take a touch, and then a second, and then a third, before finding Scott McTominay, who then plays the ball to his left-hand side for Luke Shaw. 0-0. Rooney's come close with that free kick. Bruno Fernandes lays it back for Fred. Derby also came close with Louis Sibley in the opening 10 minutes or so. Dallo trying to work it forward. It finds Mata. Shouldn't have done, but his pullback is mopped up easily enough by Bird. Mata will get a second opportunity that he wouldn't have expected. It's cleared by Mata, back for McTominay. Now to Bruno Fernandes. Waghorn came and picked his pocket with the aid of Sibley. Back from them to Rooney. And the bearded Derby captain just clips it forward. Sibley helping it on, guiding it down for Waghorn to chase, but Eric Bailly had enough of a head start. He was always going to be able to get to that one first. 19 minutes of race by, entertaining fare in the East Midlands at Derby 0, Manchester United 0 on TalkSport.
Yeah, certainly has been a decent game, fairly open, both teams having a pop at each other's goal, but it's probably Derby that have had the more meaningful efforts at goal.
Derby were runners-up in the FA Cup 3 times in 5 years around the turn of the last century. They've only won it once, 1946, the biggest day that they enjoyed. I think I'm right in saying, apologies if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right in saying that was the final in which the ball burst, but it was a long time ago. Well, that sags at half-time. Here's Rooney. Rooney will play it back to the edge of the penalty area, where it's just driven forward by Forsyth. Sibley can't chest it down. Mata brings it under control. Fernandes making a good run. He's got round the back of Max Lowe. Can he deliver a pinpoint ball? Igalo going for the overhead, didn't get a touch. Lingard might be able to pick it up. Sibley makes sure that he can't by hooking it down towards the left-hand side for Lawrence. Lawrence's ball forward. Knight takes it on, but runs out of room and ends up in the technical area. Did well to avoid camera 3. It's out of play for a Manchester United throw.
Yeah, United's lethal weapon, as mentioned earlier, it's that little straight ball for a diagonal run in behind the fullback, and you often see Manchester City doing it very, very often. United have taken the leaf out of their book and just slid balls down the channel for great runs for Fernandes on that occasion.
Lowe's going to take this throw. Philip Cocu had come out to the edge of the technical area, got some instructions across, and has made his way back, sat down again. Ball from Forsyth. Mata winning it back for Manchester United, getting ahead of Lawrence, playing it down the right hand side for Fernandes, and then it's knocked away towards Lowe. Lowe to Rooney. And Rooney finds Max Bird, who can bring the ball forward over halfway now. The Derby County midfielder. Outside him is Bogle. Bogle right in the challenge of Lingard. Gets to the edge of the penalty area before delivering across that Luke Shaw can knock away. Lingard then wins the seconds with a high up and under. Rooney slightly misjudges the initial bounce of the ball forward. Forsyth and Bruno Fernandes attack the same ball. Forsyth won it, and Fernandes ends up on the deck, and he's holding the left-hand side of the small of his back. He was caught nastily there by Craig Forsyth, and Craig Pawson, the referee, will wave the Manchester United medical staff on.
Yeah, we no longer stop for head injuries. It's buttock injuries as well now.
I would imagine that they can be very painful.
They certainly are. I've had the odd one, the odd knee in the high gluteus.
Oh, I'm delighted for you. Craig Forsyth, the perpetrator of that. Man who once scored the winner in the Scottish Challenge Cup final. Too far short of 200 games now for Derby County. But Fernandes is impressive though. I think that the one area, it's not just what he brings individually, but there seems to have been an upturn in the level of performance from those around him as well. He's clearly a very good leader.
I think he cajoles the rest. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be there in his first game. I think it was Wolverhampton at home, and you saw straight away, he walked into the environment and felt at home straight away. And you're right what you say, Jim. He cajoled those around him and got a better performance, and he was very vocal on the day, and you can see him pointing and prodding and getting those around him to lift performance.
Well, the good news is his buttock's all right, and he's able to continue. Derby have the ball with Rose at the back. Played out to the right-hand side. High ball played forward. Chested down by Waghorn. He was caught. Play goes on. Waghorn getting back to his feet. Tall barrel-chested Geordie. He's fine. Fred finding Mata. Mata just rolling the ball into the centre circle before sending it wide for Shaw. 0-0 here on TalkSport between Derby and Manchester United. Fred down towards Dallow, who will have live commentary of all four of the FA Cup quarter-finals in a couple of weekends' time. Here's Lindelof. Ball from Lindelof towards McTominay. McTominay to Bruno Fernandes. Spun into the half space for Jesse Lingard. Now down towards Dallow again. Mata making a run, trying to draw the fullback Max Lowe out of position. Create some space for Fernandes when the ball was played forward. Tom Lawrence cut it out, and now Bogle will be Lowe, should I say, will be able to turn it forward up the left-hand touch. So that was a more aimless ball forward, just trying to get United back inside their own half and allowing Derby the opportunity to regroup, which they do. But McTominay plays it out towards the left-hand side for Shaw. And then McTominay with a high-angled diagonal pass. It's a beautiful delivery. Dallow will bring it down, right-hand side of the box. Good ball in from him. Well defended again by Forsyth at the near post. Stayed goal side of Mata to make sure it's nothing worse than a corner.
Yeah, it's these wide areas, Jim, isn't it, that they're getting in United, switching the ball really well, getting it out left side and right side, either little darting passes in or raking crossfields. And that's what Derby have got to watch out for.
Mata's going to take this corner for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes is there for the short one. Knight was stopping that happening. Wasn't 10 yards away. When it comes in, Waghorn missed his kick. But Max Lowe in behind him was able to whack it away and out for a throw, which will be taken right in front of us on the Manchester United right-hand side by Bruno Fernandes. Back he goes from him to his compatriot Dallow. Dallow to Bye to Lindelof. Lindelof, the deepest of Manchester United's outfield players when he picked up possession. Works it forward, a diagonal pass for Lingard across the deck. He finds Fred. Fred down towards the right-hand side for Dallow. Dallow back towards Mata. Good movement from Manchester United ahead of Juan Mata into the feet of Fernandes. Back from him to Fred. Fred riding a couple of challenges. Now to Mata again. Derby condensed. Everybody back behind the ball. Mata. Little toe-poking effort from him, didn't get the power, and Rose was able to make a comfortable save, diving away to his right-hand side. Still 0-0, 26 minutes gone here on TalkSport.
Yeah, drove it through a cluster of players on the edge of the box, but not enough pace on it, goalkeeper. If he had a cap, he'd have thrown it on it.
Juan Mata, who scored the winner against Wolves in the third-round replay for Manchester United. Did score against Derby in the League Cup last season. That, of course, a famous Derby victory on penalties after a 2-2 draw at Old Trafford. Marouane Fellaini getting United to penalties with an equaliser in the 5th minute of stoppage time. But Mata with an excellent record in this competition. Won it back in 2012 with Chelsea. He scored in the final in 2016 as well for Manchester United. United had it with Shaw. Back to Lingard. Lingard working it down the inside left channel. Ighalo was making the run for it. He's been starved of service so far. Rooney picking it up with this nonchalant, almost languid style in the midfield. He's worked it out towards the left-hand side for Lowe. Lowe's ball forward, looking for the impressive youngster Sibley, but Fred was able to cut it out. And Manchester United having more sustained possession now than at any previous stage of the game. They'll try and make something happen here with the ball that is driven forward. It was Fernandes. It hit Bogle, goes out of play for a throw, which Fernandes himself takes very quickly. He's been happy to crop up all over the place so far, Bruno Fernandes. Really given a free role in a bid to try and find the possession to get United going. Yeah, he's an intelligent player. He just doesn't follow the ball round. He'll go and find areas like he is now. He's on the left wing and he's just darting in behind. And for want of a better ball, it would have been a good opportunity, but that's what he does. He wanders around, he analyses the opposition, and then he goes into areas that causes them a problem. Well, they saw the run of Bruno Fernandes. They couldn't pick him out. It does remain 0-0. So far, Manchester United nearly 70% of the possession, but both sides have had one shot on target. Sibley has come very close with Derby's other. Rose with the goal kick for Derby County. 28 minutes gone here on TalkSport. Ball is headed away, out for a throw. Jason Knight will let the ball run out for a Derby County throw right in front of the Manchester United fans, who have a large travelling contingent of knocking 5,000, something like that, have made the journey down. And the United fans that start almost on halfway over on the far touchline, then sweep round the stand on the far side round to almost the goal that Kel Roos is defending away to our right. Bye with a ball fall here for Manchester United, which Ighalo will divert back. Rooney wins it, heading it down, and then it's cleared up the Derby County left-hand side. Tom Lawrence winning the second ball. He made one appearance for United in his time at Old Trafford, which was in one of those games that Ryan Giggs had in charge after David Moyes left the club. Rooney has the ball at his feet, and he will have the opportunity to take a free kick here. Just a minor indiscretion spotted by referee Pawson. Forsyth comes forward to take it. Rooney puts his hand out, says no, I'll take responsibility. And it's another peach of a pass out towards the right hand side, where Jayden Bogle had made the run in behind Bruno Fernandes. Bogle thought that he should have had a corner, but the referee has given the goal kick Manchester United's way. Fernandes was absolutely adamant that Bogle's was the last touch, and there must have been a little double ricochet, and it's a goal kick which will be taken by Romero. We played half an hour. You're listening to Derby against Manchester United in the 5th round of the FA Cup. It's live and exclusive on TalkSport with the Fiat Professional range of vans. A true professional always goes the extra mile. Search Fiat Pro 555. Terms and conditions apply. Ball out of play for a Derby County throw at 0-0. It's just looking at that crossfield pass by Rooney, absolutely on the money from about 60 yards. Fantastic ball. And I'm just looking at his demeanour as well. I don't think I've ever seen him play football as relaxed as he is today, you know. Decision just gone against Derby. He just jogs back into position. Normally he's spitting fire at the referee, isn't he? It's the first time I've ever seen him play like this. And I think he's a better player for it. He's probably taken on that role of responsibility and leader of the team. I was going to ask, does that take something away from him if he's lost just a little bit of that red mist behind the eyes that had served him well? Come back to that in a moment as Dalot wins it back and finds Fred in a shooting position, but Max Bird made sure that the ball didn't even get to the edge of the penalty area, and then Rooney will cleverly divert the ball to his right hand side for Bird, and Bird then goes square to his left hand side for Lowe, and Rooney shows for it again. Does it take anything away from his game?
Not at this stage of his career, definitely not.
Igalo trying to get in. Good save by Rose. Mata back to Lingard. Juan Mata again. Igalo waiting in the middle. Far too much on the cross, which sails behind, but out of nothing. Manchester United won the second ball, got it forward, and Kel Rose made a very important save. Got his body behind the shot to deny Manchester United the opening goal.
Yeah, what I would say about Wayne is, at this stage of his career, and what Derby County as a football club need, is someone considered on the pitch that is helping others, not running sort of out of control, if you like, and that's probably doing him a disservice, let's say, but he's certainly more relaxed in his demeanour on a pitch. And it's the first time, I think, in this half I've seen any sort of involvement in the attacking area of Igalo. He's been very quiet in the game.
Igalo making just his second start for Manchester United tonight. Did score against Bruges in the Europa League. Reached the semi-finals of this competition with Watford back in 2016. He was part of the side that won at Arsenal with one of the big shocks of the Cup that year. Here's Shaw making his way forward down the left-hand side, back towards the edge of the box. Lingard with the effort, and again Derby with enough bodies back. Bruno Fernandes hit a bouncing one through a crowd of players, and then as it's cleared out for Luke Shaw, he sends a bouncing bomb down into the ground, over the Derby centre-halves and the goalkeeper, and it loops up into the bottom right-hand corner of the net. Expertly taken goal by Luke Shaw, only the second of his career, and Manchester United lead at Derby by a goal to nil.
Yeah, 3 efforts there. Luke Shaw was the third of the 3. Lingard's was blocked, then it come out, Fernandes was blocked, and when it fell to Shaw, he'd done well. A little hitch kick into the ground, and the goalkeeper could do nothing about it. It come in from a great height and looped into the far corner.
Well, his only previous goal was at home to Leicester on the opening day of last season. And that's goal number 2 in 197 career games for Luke Shaw. An unlikely goal scorer, but great technique, sending the ball into the ground with pace and spin, looping up over Kel Rose. And work for Derby to do here, trailing Manchester United by a goal to nil. High ball fall from Forsyth as they try and launch their first attack since going behind. Bogle now in the midfield. Bogle back for Rooney. Rooney to Max Bird. An opportunity for him at this stage of his young career to benefit from playing alongside Wayne Rooney in the heart of that midfield and learning the position. Bird, who started each of the last 8 league games in the best form of his career. By cutting out the ball forward intended for Lawrence, and Manchester United dominating possession at the moment, taking the lead with Luke Shaw on 34 minutes here on TalkSport. And that FA Cup quarter-final at Norwich awaits. Here's Lingard making his way forward now for United. Left-hand side of the penalty area. The ball played out towards the figure of Bruno Fernandes. Now McTominay taking a touch, couldn't get it out from underneath his feet, but they haven't got it away from him. He did get the shot in, but it's gone wide, and George Evans is down hurt, seemingly seriously. It's not Evans, I beg your pardon, it's one of the other Derby players who's lying inside the area in a huge amount of pain, holding his ankle, and the Derby medical staff are going to be able to come on to attend to him. That looked a nasty one.
Yeah, don't like the look of that. Sometimes you can tell with the player's body language, this has certainly put him in a lot of pain. Let's hopefully it ain't too serious. And I think, as we've seen this week, Jim, with a lot of the cup ties, you know, lower league sides playing against Premier League, and they do well, they don't take their chances, and it's been similar of Derby, Sheffield Wednesday, Portsmouth, and then the Premier League sides have got that cutting edge and clinical finish.
It's Tom Lawrence who's the player down receiving the treatment. He's lying in a huge amount of pain by the look of it, just round the penalty spot in that Derby County penalty area. But they had the moments, didn't they, Sibley, with the effort that went narrowly wide with Romero beaten. Romero getting a strong hand to that Wayne Rooney free kick down by the foot of the post. But United have had 10 minutes or so. They were beginning to turn the screw without creating too many worthwhile opportunities. They were working openings in promising areas with possession in potentially potent parts of the field, and then taking the opportunity with Luke Shaw to give them the lead.
Yeah, United had just been short of that final pass from sort of these wide areas just down the side of the penalty box, where they've got into that area brilliantly on a number of occasions, but just failed to find the right pull back or the right cross.
Well, Lawrence is on his feet, but is hobbling over towards the edge of the penalty area. He's in a huge amount of pain. He can't really seemingly put any weight on that ankle. Derby are going to have to make a change. I mean, he's leaving the penalty area at snail's pace, flanked by dark-jacketed members of the Derby medical staff. He's just having a swig of water. There's no sign of an immediate substitute. The Derby have got a few out warming up away to our left-hand side. You can't actually see what action there is on the benches from our position here. He's going to try and run it off, Lawrence. And now he's left the field. He's gone from, as I say, a snail's pace up to a trot and almost a sprint back on. That's a Lazarus-like recovery. Here's Lingard, the left-hand side for Manchester United. Derby restored to their full complement of 11. Eric Bailly bring the ball out from the edge of the penalty area, down towards McTominay, with Manchester United leading 1-0. McTominay, excellent ball. Mata turning it round the corner. Dalot's made the run. Igalo's in the middle. It might break for Bruno Fernandes. Was it a handball? He got a shot in on goal. It hit the nearest Derby player. I think it was Max Bird. And I have to assume that referee Paulson thought that he stood no chance of being able to get out of the way, because it was hit at him so briskly from such a short distance. But the United players absolutely adamant there should have been a penalty.
Yeah, they certainly were, but it was really well caught by Fernandes, and I'm not sure what the defender could have done to get out of the way of that. It was very, very close proximity. Once again, it's that ball, isn't it? That reverse ball just down the back of the fullbacks that United are bearing fruit on. That was probably the closest chance of about the 4 or 5 opportunities they've had.
Sibley at the other end, couldn't get it onto his favoured left foot. He had a kick at it with his right. It took a little deflection on the way through, out of play. Derby County have a corner, which is only their second of the game, as they look to get themselves back on level terms after Luke Shaw's opening goal 6 minutes ago. Rooney's going to go out to take it. Bird stands just outside the penalty area. Knight is there on the edge of the box, and then they've got 4 6-footers attacking this. For Scythe making a run in towards the near post. Rooney's worked it short, back out towards Waghorn. Left-footed ball in from him as a poor delivery, disappointing one straight into the midriff of Sergio Romero, who will catch it, wait a couple of seconds for players to get upfield, and then launch it long for Lingard. Lingard isolating himself against Bogle, but Bogle did well, stayed goal side, works it out towards Evans, and Evans is going to be able to clear up the Derby County right-hand side. Lindelof judged it to perfection, let the ball sail over his head, and then just put the top of his head to it to help it on its way back for Romero. Manchester United leading here as we go into the final 5 minutes of the first half.
Yeah, this has settled United down big time. I think this goal, you know, they'd have been, from Ollie's point of view, happy to gain one up at half time potentially, and could be a comfortable evening's work.
Shaw for Igalo, gets the ball out from underneath his feet and doubles the advantage. Odion Igalo, and his first FA Cup start for Manchester United, got a second bite of the cherry. He's only 6 or 7 yards out, and he was able to provide a deft enough touch to get it past Kel Roos and into the corner. And in double quick time, Manchester United double their lead. Derby 0, Manchester United 2.
Yeah, just suggesting there that United might have a comfortable evening with that 1-goal lead. They've just doubled that now. The ball almost got stuck between Igalo's legs. Little bit of pinball, and he managed just to guide it into the far corner. It's a tough evening now for Derby, I think. Going to have to make sure they don't concede again before half-time.
2 starts for Manchester United, 2 goals, Odion Igalo. The 136th goal of his career.
He's not got involved too much in any of the build-up play at all, has he? But he's had a couple of decent shots and he's on the score sheet, so maybe that is the type that he is.
Just the predatory instincts, easy for me to say, of a number 9. Plenty of experience at the age of 30, and his name being chanted by the Manchester United supporters away on the far side of the pitch. Delighting in the moment, of course, United fan as a boy, growing up in Nigeria and living the dream now, scoring in the FA Cup. Manchester United leading by 2-0. McTominay, another excellent pass down for Dalot on the right hand side. United making hay as we come towards half time. Bruno Fernandes with a clever little step over. Lingard works it back for Dalot, bodies flooding forward, smashed inside the penalty area and half cleared. Fred picking up the pieces, lays it back for McTominay. McTominay again down towards the corner of the penalty area. Dalot away from Lawrence's challenge, gets a cross in which hits low, and then Dalot can't keep it in, right in front of us on this near touchline, and it's going to be a throw which will be taken by Derby. But I think Tom Lawrence's race is run. Derby are going to have to make a change, and it's a big opportunity here for another teenager, Morgan Whittaker, who's only made the one league start in his career so far. He did also start against Palace in the 3rd round win at Selhurst Park, and he's going to come off the bench for Derby to replace Tom Lawrence with 2 minutes to go to half time.
Yeah, you'd probably say this 2-0 scoreline is a little bit harsh on Derby with the chances, or the half chances Derby have had, but you've got to say United have just upped the tempo. They're a little bit slicker, as you would expect, and these little reverse passes and runs in behind the fullback into the channel are causing more and more problems as the game goes on for Derby.
So Lawrence off, and Scott McTominay, who knows him well, comes across towards the touchline, shakes his hand and pats him on the back of the head. And Morgan Whittaker comes on. So 3 teenagers in this Derby County side now. 90 seconds to go to half time. There will be a fair bit of stoppage time to be added on. United have it with Lindelof. And Lindelof brings it near the edge of the centre circle, then goes square to his right hand side for Eric Bailly. Bailly playing it down the line for Mata. Mata shown inside by Knight. Whittaker's gone out to his favoured right flank, and Knight has come across to the left hand side. That's how they've shuffled things around in the absence of Tom Lawrence. Lingard able to turn, gets the instruction to do exactly that on the halfway line. Shaw, the principal runner, to his left hand side. It's played to Shaw. Bogle cuts it out, and then it's knocked further away by Whittaker, and out for a throw which will be taken over on the Manchester United left. 30 seconds to go to half time, and I would imagine 2 extra minutes to be added on. Manchester United in complete control, Stuart, after a pretty even opening half hour, but United much the better side in the subsequent 15 minutes, deserving the advantage. Yeah,
they certainly are. They're zipping the ball around United. They're enjoying their football, and the interchange of certainly the front 4 are causing Derby big problems.
Fred to Lindelof. Victor Lindelof playing it for Fernandes, hooking it cleverly around towards Lingard. Lingard's ball forward as we go into 3 additional minutes, and it will be played out towards the left hand side for Lowe. He can't find a way through. Bruno Fernandes almost got it right with Igalo making the run, cleared by Forsyth only as far as Lingard. Fred saw that Whittaker was coming and just neatly turned out of trouble, and before the pressure could be applied, and Fred will work it to his left hand side for the score of the first United goal, Luke Shaw. Now Scott McTominay. Mata drops off to receive the ball on the United right. Mata to Bruno Fernandes, back for Mata again. The yellow boots of Eric Bailly bringing the ball under control. Clipped over the top. It's another intelligent run from Bruno Fernandes. He's going to have to go some to keep it in. He's hooked his right foot around it and he won the battle, but he couldn't find Igalo. Forsyth there to clear, and it goes out for a throw on the Manchester United right.
Yeah, I'm not sure when Fernandes hooked that back whether the ball was in or out, but the one thing he had to do was outrun the linesman, and he done that comfortably. I think he left him by 10 yards, so he couldn't make a judgment call.
Dalot from a throw. Wayne Rooney has it now in the midfield. He came close with that free kick at 0-0. He's able to play it forward here for Jayden Bogle. Rooney offers himself, as always, for a return pass. Bogle will be able to drive it forward. He's looking for Waghorn. It's half cleared. Sibley couldn't pick up the pieces. Rooney's in there strongly, right in the challenge of McTominay, finding Jason Knight. Knight wanting to get it onto his right foot, will take it on inside the penalty area instead, pulls it back. Waghorn gets a second opportunity, comes back off his head, and the referee is disinterested by the Derby appeals for a penalty. He will stop play now as Fred is brought down, and he'll bring the yellow card out, and Wayne Rooney is the man who's in the book.
Well, we just uncorked the Tasmanian Devil just there. He certainly wasn't going to track back with Fred and just went straight through him, really. I think what Derby have got to do as the game goes on, keep supplying Wayne with the ball, because he's in that quarterback position. He's clever enough to find passes if people make runs for him, but just keep giving him the ball. He doesn't give it away, and he ties things in just nicely for Derby.
Dallow's got the ball. We've got 40 seconds of first half stoppage time to go. Forsyth slightly misjudges the Manchester United ball forward. He controlled it, he stopped it, but couldn't take the ball with him. And Derby survived that nervy moment. And Rooney sends another lovely crossfield ball out towards Bogle. Bogle works it forward down the right-hand touchline. Morgan Whittaker comes across, but it's bobbled off him and gone out of play for a throw, which will be taken on the Manchester United left by Luke Shaw.
See, if you had someone like Rooney playing in the Liverpool team, he would be supplying balls constantly for Mane and Salah, their runs, clever runs. He's got such the vision, as we've just seen with that crossfield pass.
Well, Wayne Rooney has been able to roll back the years. It's been a masterful performance in so many ways, but it's Manchester United who are mastering Derby at the moment. Goals from Luke Shaw and Odion Ighalo in a 7-minute spell just after the half-hour mark, and Norwich away looks on the cards for them. Half-time, Derby 0, Manchester United 2. And Manchester United kicking from right to left and leading by 2-0 of the side that get us back underway. Eric Bailly able to bring the ball forward from the back for Manchester United, and he will play it out towards Scott McTominay. I'll go through the two teams for you in a moment. Derby have turned over possession after a slight mistake from Mata, and they'll work the ball down the left-hand side with Sibley. Sibley turning the ball back in field. Waghorn is waiting, if they can get it across. Whittaker plays it back, but away from Rooney, who'd made his way forward towards the edge of the area. And a half chance for Derby right at the beginning of the second half comes to nothing. All after a mistake from Juan Mata, and Derby had done everything right, Stu, until the final ball.
That was as good a move as we've seen in this game, I've got to say. Great interaction between the players, worked it brilliantly. Just when they pulled it across the face of the goal, it was just too firm, and it was going to arrive at the best player's feet in Rooney. You know for sure he'd hit the back of the net.
So Derby lining up: Royce in goal, Bogle, Evans, Forsyth and Lowe, Bird and Rooney, and then Whittaker the substitute, Sibley and Knight, and Waghorn up front. Tom Lawrence, the player that went off injured in the first half. United, Romero in goal, Dallow, Bailly, Lindelof and Shaw, McTominay and Fred, Mata, Lingard and Fernandez, and Ighalo is up front. Goals from Shaw on 34 and Ighalo on 41, giving us this scoreline of 2-0 to Manchester United, with Shaw and Rooney the players in the book. Rooney's got it. Lovely pirouette in the midfield, a full 360. Derby work it forward. Good advantage play by the referee. Sibley helping it round the corner. Bogle's ball in just behind Waghorn. It'll be picked up again on the Derby right-hand side by Bogle. And then he lays it back to Max Bird. Bird with a fearsome effort, which took a horrible deflection. Romero had committed himself and got a little bit lucky, actually, that the deflection took a bit of pace out of it, which allowed him to be able to adjust to make the save. Yeah,
real good fortune there for United. When it took the deflection, he was almost down on one knee, wasn't he? And just had enough presence about himself to reach out and grasp the ball back in. But two good moves so far from Derby this early second half. Just failed to find a body in the box on the end of any of these crosses.
You have to go back to 2006 for the last time Manchester United lost at this stage of the competition. That was when Peter Crouch scored the only goal for Liverpool against Manchester United. They've won their last 10 fifth-round ties since then, including against Chelsea last season. Of course, they were beaten in the quarter-finals last season by Wolves. They'll be going to Norwich if they can keep their noses in front here. Norwich through to the First quarter-finals that they've enjoyed since 1992 after that penalty shootout win that we brought you live on TalkSport 2 last night away at Tottenham. Fred has possession for Manchester United. Into the feet of Bruno Fernandes, now to Lindelof. Lindelof to Shaw on the Manchester United left on the corner of the box. Lingard makes the run for him, and Evans comes across the clear and puts it out for Manchester United's first corner of the second half.
Yeah, we've got a different eye line this side with the side swinging round, and we're seeing some of the exposed, the right back of Derby tucking in nice and tightly, and it's just allowing a lot of space on the left-hand side of United's attack to get on the ball and build attacks.
Well, the corner will be taken by Bruno Fernandes on the Manchester United left. It's a very deep one. It was met by McTominay. If that was an attempt to go for goal, it was slightly misjudged as he climbed high. Almost worked better as a header back out to Fernandes, the corner taken. It will be a goal kick, which will be taken by Kel Rose. United hoping to reach the quarter-finals for 6th successive season and well on top. But here's Wayne Rooney, who will have something to say about that. Finding Bird. Max Bird's ball out to the left-hand touchline for Max Lowe. Lowe will dart infield. Find Rooney again. Rooney always looking as though he's playing in second or third gear. Never breaking sweat, but hardly ever misplacing a pass. Such a calming influence on the Derby players around him. He's got it again now. Just opens up the body and leans back to chip a perfect ball out for Jayden Bogle. Bogle's cross! Oh, what a goal that would have been! It's flash wide from Waghorn, but it was a beautiful Derby move. Rooney's ball down for Bogle, who took a touch of wonderful shape on his cross, and Waghorn threw himself at it, flicked his head. It beat Romero, but went just wide of the far post.
That was absolute training ground, textbook move by Derby there, and that's why you should furnish Rooney with the ball more often. It was his diagonal pass, set up the crossing opportunity, and well, I couldn't believe the net didn't ripple there.
Waghorn will be deeply frustrated. That should have been the deficit halved. Martin Waghorn, who's never reached the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. He did play in a Scottish Cup final in his time with Rangers. It should have been his 13th goal of the season. Here's Mata. Back for McTominay. And Scott McTominay will bring it forward for Manchester United before going square for Bruno Fernandes. Closed down quickly by Waghorn, but he dispenses with the ball, finds space, gets a return, chips it over the top, but too far ahead of Dalot, and out of play for a goal kick, which will be taken by Rose. Derby started the first half brightly. They started this second half brightly as well.
Yeah, but it's all about, as we spoke earlier about the other ties and whatever, you've got to take your opportunities when you're in ascendancy, and Derby have had three good opportunities to create and one great opportunity to score.
Mata. Back for McTominay, turning into trouble in the form of Sibley, who is applauded for his industry and winning the ball back. He actually diverted it into Manchester United territory, and McTominay has stayed down hurt. It didn't appear to be too much in that unless there's an exacerbation of an old injury there. He is getting back up. He's not happy, Scott McTominay, at all. Now, the incident was on the far side of the pitch from where we are, but Stu, there didn't appear to be an awful lot in it. It was just a genuine attempt from Sibley to win the ball, but
it did. I think he's got a slap in the face somewhere down the line there, or a poke in the eye, and it's irritated him a touch, I think.
Well, he's not happy. He's just been calmed down by referee Pawson, and he's looking over angrily at the perpetrator, Louis Sibley, and there's a few verbals from distance, and the referee's going across now and has another word with McTominay, and Sibley has a little word as well as he strolls past him. Ball had gone out of play, Derby sportingly returning it to Manchester United, and they will build again with Lindelof from the back. 7.5 goal in the second half here on TalkSport. Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce talking through the action from Pride Park, where it's 2-0 to Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes turning in the midfield, finds Lindelof. Lindelof trying to draw Whittaker towards him and then flick the ball past him to find Fred. Fred out towards the left-hand touchline for Lingard. Lingard back for Fernandez, clipping it over the top. Mata makes the run, but it's easily claimed by Rose. Come out and make a comfortable save, and he will bowl it out from the back to get Derby going again. 2-0 to Manchester United.
Yeah, Derby have got to keep pushing the tempo of this game, got to keep chasing it, and more importantly, take an opportunity if they create one.
Much more live football coming up for you over the course of the weekend. I'll go through the details of that in a moment, but Bogle's making his way forward here for Derby. High ball inside the area. Awkward control from Jason Knight, but he's been able to bring it down. McTominay tried to block the cross. It was worked away from him. Back for Rooney. And Rooney will recycle it down towards the centre-half George Evans. And Evans, forced by the positioning of Igala to go back inside his own half. The home crowd frustrated at that because for a moment they got themselves into a really good position at Derby, but just took a slightly more conservative avenue than the home fans wanted to see. Sibley is going to be offside here as Rooney chips it over the top. And it's a free kick which will be taken by Manchester United. Game day live on Saturday starts at Anfield for Liverpool against Bournemouth, a TalkSport exclusive with Stuart alongside Sam Reshmin in the chair for that one. Also at 12:30, Bristol City against Fulham, exclusively live for you over on TalkSport 2. Adrian's at the Emirates for Arsenal against West Ham. Game day live, bring you all the news as it happens. Wolves against Brighton is our 3 p.m. kickoff over on TalkSport 2. You won't hear that anywhere else, and nor will you hear Burnley against Tottenham, our 5:30 game with Nigel Adderley and Mickey Gray. That's coming up Saturday tea time for you on TalkSport. We've got it covered for you on Game Day Live this weekend. Fred's in possession for Manchester United. Played 9 minutes of the second half. It's still 2-0 to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men. Fred clipping the ball inside the penalty area where Forsyth can head away. Bird brings it down. Whittaker will try and take it on. Flicks his left foot towards the ball to get it away from Fred. Victor Lindelof is able to mop up the loose ball inside Manchester United territory, and he will find by to Fred, to Lingard, to Shaw. Bruno Fernandes ahead of him. And now Fernandes will just check on Shaw, made a brilliant run for Fernandes, has found him cleverly. Shaw cuts inside, gets a right-footed shot in, saved by Rose at his near post. You know, he scored once before tonight, could have had 2 this evening, Luke Shaw. Rose making a relatively comfortable save. Shaw would much rather have been able to attack that one with his left foot than his right. Rose then side foots the ball almost into trouble down towards the touchline. Derby keep it in, but they might wish they hadn't, as Fernandes feeds McTominay and he fires it wide.
Yeah, clever play once again, just in that inside left position. A good run by Shaw, an even better pass by Fernandes. They're just being found out, Derby. I think a little bit of youthful naivety by one or two of their players, you know, runs off them that they don't see.
Derby have it again. Playing it towards the edge of the area for Sibley. Bai has been able to come across and knock that one away easily enough. Mata for McTominay, and the foot in from Max Lowe puts it out for a throw which will be taken on the Manchester United right-hand side. Leading by 2-0. They've beaten Derby on each of the last 8 occasions that these two sides have been drawn together in this competition. The last FA Cup meeting saw Lingard and Lukaku score in the last 6 minutes at Old Trafford, as United won 2-0 in the third round a couple of years ago. And here's Jesse Lingard in possession now. Ball back from him to Shaw, to Fred, and then inside the centre circle for Eric Bai. Bai working it for Scott McTominay. McTominay checks, works it back inside. Mata takes over. Derby just having a little bit of a breather out of possession at the moment. Mata to Shaw, a curious aerial pass which Fred can mop up in the midfield by nodding it back behind Shaw. Shaw will run round it, pick it up on halfway, and then clip it cleverly with the outside of the left boot for Bruno Fernandes. Whittaker's in there to get it away from Lingard, and then Derby will turn comfortably in the midfield with Rooney. And Rooney plays it out towards Forsyth. Forsyth's ball forward into the feet of Waghorn on halfway. To his left for Lowe. Lowe back for Forsyth. Forsyth to Rooney. Rooney able to turn in the midfield and feed Martin Waghorn. Now down towards the left-hand touchline for Lowe. And again the Home crowd a little bit frustrated. They're keeping possession neatly enough, but they're going sideways rather than forwards. Just trying to probe and patiently wait for the right opportunity to present itself. Bogle goes back for Evans, and then Evans plays it down towards the left-hand side for Forsyth, and now Knight able to bring it forward for Derby in their white shirts. Back from him to Rooney, always aware of the picture, what's on around him. This time he's fed it out towards Bogle. Bogle dropping his shoulder, gets away from Shaw, but a well-intentioned cross drifts over Romero's goal, and now to play for a goal kick. 58 gone, Derby 0, United 2.
Yeah, some of the Derby kids are doing United's defending for them by not giving the ball to Rooney, basically. Every time he's had it, I can't remember a time he's given the ball away, apart from when he's really probably tried to put someone in on goal, you know, and it's just been cut out, but it's been a good ball nonetheless.
There's another firm challenge from Sibley. Remember, he went in hard on McTominay 4 or 5 minutes ago, and he's just left Fred feeling the small of his back. He's back on his feet, the Brazilian. Wasn't a foul. Sibley slid the ball out of play. Shaw takes the throw. Bruno Fernandes, good movement, helps it on. Igalo linking it up with Mata. Lingard in space to the Manchester United left. And Jesse Lingard is played in. Corner of the penalty area. Low flashing cross. Knocked away by George Evans. Sibley will pick it up for Derby. He's only got Waghorn ahead of him. Nothing really in his line of vision, but he'll take it out towards the far side and renew his acquaintance here with McTominay, who is in there with a firm block challenge to poke it away. And then as the two took a little bit of time to extricate themselves from each other. That was the first flashpoint between the pair of them since that earlier challenge, and you could just sense a little frisson knowing it was coming as the two got engaged. McTominay sliding in. It was a fair challenge, but then the two were right next to each other, and it took the pair of them a little bit of time to get back to their feet, and something clean happened, judging by the reaction of the United fans on the far side. But the referees calmed it all down, and play will restart with the Derby throw.
Yeah, I think McTominay should know better. He really should, you know. It's a bit more experienced in this situation. And it was that man Wayne Rooney coming over as the peacemaker.
Ball out for another throw. This one it's a Manchester United throw, level with the edge of their own penalty area. You're listening to Derby against Manchester United in the 5th round of the FA Cup. It's live and exclusive on TalkSport with the Fiat Professional range of vans. Get peace of mind with 5 years warranty, 5 years roadside assistance, and 5 years servicing. Terms and conditions apply. Search Fiat Pro 555. Derby bringing it forward. And get a goal, get themselves back into this game. It will change, clearly, the complexion of the tie. And here's Rooney hoping to do that. Little give and go with him, but he didn't get the return ball he wanted from Whittaker, and Lingard can bring it away. He's hooked it over the top. Bruno Fernandes making the run. Good goalkeeping from Rose. Came out, collided with Forsyth. He's got back on his feet. He's not back in position yet, but he will be able to make the save from the long-range effort from Juan Mata from 45 yards out.
Yeah, he's come out and he's got his head on it, but I think he was well inside his box, Jim.
Derby bringing it away, and again it's Sibley and McTominay getting involved. Sibley's won that latest instalment of the battle. He looks game, Louis Sibley. You like him a lot. Here's Whittaker. Whittaker outside the penalty area. Played out to the left. Low, crossing it inside the penalty area. Lindelof headed it clear. Low wins the header over on the far side. Mata's touch. Brought down well by Fernandes, who all of a sudden can turn and try and get away from Jason Knight in the midfield. Play forward towards Mata. Fernandes has continued his run. Igalo needed the ball to be played early. Fernandes instead goes to his left for Lingard. Lingard tries to open it up. Feet Shaw outside him. Cross comes in. It's well blocked. And Derby can get it away with Bogle.
Yeah, good set-up play there by United, and when Shaw hit it across, suggestion of a handball, but referee said no, play on.
Waghorn chasing after a ball on the touchline. Victor Lindelof did well to deal with it. Here's McTominay getting booed by the Derby fans now when he picks it up. Fred to Mata. Shaw will let it run across his body as the pass finds Jesse Lingard. Played 62 minutes. Derby 0, Manchester United 2 on TalkSport. Mata, Igalo, score of the United second. Rooney's going to be able to get it away. He loves that little 180 or a 360 or indeed at times a 720 these days, Wayne Rooney. He has exhibited it many times tonight, always effective. That one turned away from Igalo. It was the half turn on that occasion. Derby will throw Jayden Bogle.
Yeah, demonstrates a real level of intelligence, as you would expect. Sometimes you can be in the game 1,000 years and not pick up what he does, probably from the age of 18 onwards.
Has it again, able to turn in possession. Hits it forward briskly. Sibley invited forward, showed too much of it to Bai, who came out and caught him. And that's a yellow card for Eric Bai. And a free kick to Derby, 15 yards inside the Manchester United half. A chance to tease it forward for the aerial targets who will make their way towards the edge of the United box.
Yeah, Sibley seems to be at the centre of every collision or challenge that goes on the pitch at the moment, and Bai showed Bai the ball. Bai thought he could get it, and there was no second opinion. He dived in and got his challenge slightly wrong. But Derby in this period need to get a goal if they can to make a game of this.
Here is Rooney, and the 863rd senior game of his career. Right-footed ball, clipped forward into space. Evans tries to propel it inside the area, and Igalo hooks it away a little bit awkwardly, but effectively clearing his lines, allowing United the chance to reset. And it's a throw which will be taken on the Derby right with Bogle. Bogle's got Whittaker showing for him. Waghorn makes the run and gets the ball into feet. Those bright yellow boots. Controls it, lays it back for Bogle. Manchester United win it. Evans did well, stepped up from the defensive line, got it away from Lingard. Bai's defensive header was good under pressure, and Lindelof has very deftly flicked the ball away from Whittaker to find Shaw. Shaw down the line for Fred. Fred into space for Mata in the midfield. He withstands the challenge of Jason Knight and makes his way forward. It's Mata towards the right and into the area. Fernandes trying to supply him with the return ball, and Derby will knock it away. United will make a change in a moment. Andres Pereira is the player who's going to be coming on, but it will be a United throw first before they make the change. McTominay. Just wonder whether he might be the player to come off if they're concerned with the escalation of this battle between him and Sibley. I might have misread that. Here's Lindelof. Down towards Shaw. Shaw coming in off the left-hand side of it for Manchester United. Back from him to Bruno Fernandes. He will stop and turn on the ball in the midfield. From him to Mata. Mata trying to get away from Max Bird. Back for Bruno Fernandes. He gave Luke Shaw a bit to do there, but he's done it well enough. He's got the better of Whittaker at the second time of asking Shaw. Takes it on and then checks back. Finds Lingard. Lingard to Mata. Back for Lingard again. Mata left-footed effort. Beaten away by Rose, diving away to his right-hand side. And it will go out of play. The corner prevented. It's a Derby throw. It's good defending on this near touchline by Bogle. And that will give United the opportunity to make the change. And it's Andres Pereira who's going to come on. And it's Bruno Fernandes who's making way with clearly Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thinks to some extent the job is done with just over a quarter of the game remaining.
Yeah, but I think it's more of a situation of looking after him, making sure he's certainly enjoyed his football tonight. He's been a good acquisition, as all his acquisitions have been. You know, he's got a reputation now, building a reputation as someone who can spend money wisely.
Derby's change is imminent as well. It will be their second, and it's Jack Marriott who's going to come on for them. Manchester United in possession with Dalot. Dalot to Fred. Fred's inside the centre circle as he hooks it away. Waghorn, the player who's going to be coming off for Marriott here. Matters offside, and that will allow them the opportunity to make the change. The fourth official, Lee Mason, puts the board up. And Waghorn will be replaced, and as I say, it is Jack Marriott who's going to come on. Marriott, who scored against United in the League Cup last season, scored in this FA Cup run as well against Northampton, but he's only scored one league goal since August. Just hasn't been his season in front of goal. Not that long ago that he was up in the 30s in terms of goals in his Peterborough days, but he will come on now. And that's the second change. They were forced into one late in the first half when Tom Lawrence went off injured. Whittaker came on to replace him. Bird survives a slightly poor touch in the midfield. Rooney rescued it and then sends one down for Bogle, who can't quite control A presentable opportunity to get Derby going with a crossfield ball, but no remonstrations from Rooney. It's out of play for a throw which will be taken on the Manchester United left-hand side by Luke Shaw. Exactly midway through the second half, Stuart Pearce. Still 2-0 to Manchester United.
Yeah, it is, and I think once it stays like this and United don't get the third, Derby will be thinking if we get one, we can have a big last hurrah, you know. But United's game now should be based purely on possession, keep starving Derby of the ball, and keeping Rooney off the ball.
Shaw bringing the ball forward. Away from Whittaker. Now Pereira. First contribution from him. Rolls it to his right-hand side. Waits for the return ball and fires it. Intending to try and find the top left-hand corner, but he's fired it too far high and too far wide. Out of play for a goal kick, which will be taken away to our left-hand side by Kel Rose. And it remains 2-0 to Manchester United, who will be thinking of this trip to Carrow Road. They have met Norwich in the FA Cup 5 times previously, and Norwich have a winning record in those ties. They've eliminated United 3 times, whilst United have only knocked the Canaries out twice. Here's Lindelof in possession for Manchester United. The other FA Cup quarter-finals, I'm sure you're aware, but it's worth repeating the draw which was made last night. Newcastle against Manchester City, Sheffield United Arsenal, and Leicester Chelsea. Lindelof finding Lingard. Lingard to Luke Shaw, back for Lingard again, and Victor Lindelof controls it. Scott McTominay will bring it forward. He's inside the centre circle. A high long diagonal ball. It's another excellent delivery. Not brought down cleanly and knocked away by Lowe. And towards the edge of the penalty area, United will bring it forward again. Igalo, Mata making the run round the back. Igalo stabs it towards goal and scores at the second time of asking. Game, set and match. Manchester United 2 for Odion Igalo, and they're through to the quarter-finals now for a 6th successive season.
Yeah, it's Igalo. Doesn't do much outside the box, certainly not in this game, but when that ball's flashing around the box, he certainly knows where the goal is. 2 good goals. First one bit fortunate, second one, well, probably should have scored with his first effort, but a great block from Derby, and then a clinical finish.
Just lashed it into the roof of the net. He's on his knees after the celebration, looking up to the heavens, and he's scored twice, 3 now in Manchester United colours, and he's only started 2 games for the club. Derby 0, Manchester United 3. And revenge for last year's League Cup elimination, surely a formality from here with 20 minutes remaining.
Yeah, I don't think the 3-0 scoreline probably tells you how well United played. I think they've had a good performance. I wouldn't say it's an outstanding 3-0 performance, but they've moved the ball, and the biggest criticism of United is that inconsistency this season, and they've not shown that in this game, that's for sure.
Well, they have had 20 attempts tonight to Derby 7, 8 of those on target. And over the last 40 minutes of the game, they have been palpably the better side, as you would expect. But the unbeaten streak is growing. If it ends like this, they'll be unbeaten in 9. They'll have only conceded 2 goals in those 9 games in all competitions, and won 6 of the 9. And just finding form at the right time of the season, with fighting on a few fronts yet. Of course, they're back in Europa League action. You hear their game in Austria against Last Linz next Thursday night. It's a 5 to 6 kickoff, and it's live on TalkSport 2. TalkSport 2 next Thursday night for United's next European game. 3-0 they lead this one, and Bailly will be able to play it forward. Lingard turning in the midfield. Pereira works it in for Igalo. He's on a hat-trick. The angle's tight. He's checked back inside. Feeds Mata, and it's almost out of play for a throw.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Good play by Igalo, darting into the inside right position. Was going to pull the trigger, got tight, turned, set it back for Mata, and I think the presence of the Derby backline put him off slightly. But as you say, small matter of the Manchester Derby Sunday, is that correct, Jim?
It is indeed.
Yeah.
It's the 4:30 game on Sunday, and then, as I mentioned, they go to Austria. Then it's Spurs away. The next game after that, which is a 6-pointer in terms of the battle for Champions League football next season. There's still debate as to exactly how many places there will be to aim for the likes of Manchester United and Tottenham, depending on the Manchester City appeal, and the timing is going to be significant in that as well. They're going to make another change here. Fred's coming off, and Anthony Martial is coming on. He's going to get 17 minutes here. Martial, who scored in both the quarterfinals and the semi-finals when United won the Cup back in 2016, and he comes on here hoping to add to the 15 goals that he scored for Manchester United so far this season. Derby are in possession. Bogle trying to cushion the ball back for Whittaker. Pereira wins it back in the midfield for Manchester United, driving it forward. It's picked off by George Evans. Over the halfway line for him, and into the feet of Marriott. Marriott, who's had no real discernible service since coming on to replace Waghorn a few minutes ago. Now to be played forward again by Evans, over the head of Whittaker, chested down by McTominay, and calmly worked back to his goalkeeper Sergio Romero. And I mentioned earlier his impressive stats in this competition, but he's not too far away from another clean sheet and extending his run in the FA Cup to 4 goals conceded in 16 ties. Here's Martial. Martial to Lingard. Lingard back for Scott McTominay again. Through the centre circle to find Juan Mata. Mata's ball for Pereira, taking it on the half turn. A little disguised layoff to his right hand side. An opportunity to try and pick somebody out for Dalot. He might go alone and blazes that one well wide on his weaker left foot.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit comfortable now for United. They're passing the ball around and not too much pressure on the ball, and they're just looking to create chances and half chances. It'll be a tough final few minutes, 15-20 minutes for Derby.
They'll work it forward now. Marriott chasing gamely. Lindelof had his starting position absolutely right, just to come across and head the ball away. Manchester United leading 3-0 here on TalkSport, with Luke Shaw's opener and a goal in each half from Odion Ighalo. Lingard on the Manchester United left to Shaw. Now Anthony Martial. He couldn't find a way past Wayne Rooney. Martial started on the left-hand side, incidentally, with Ighalo still playing through the middle, Mata on the right, and Lingard has dropped back into the midfield 3 now, taking Fred's position after the change that was made with Martial coming on. So United throw taken by Shaw. Down for Lindelof. Marriott applying the pressure. But Lindelof finds McTominay. McTominay through to Juan Mata. Mata drawing the challenge from Bird. Play that towards the right-hand side, work back in quickly. Pereira to Martial. Martial, clever reverse ball inside the penalty area. It's constant Manchester United pressure now. A red wave on that Derby penalty area. Back to Pereira. Pereira controlling it. He lays it to his left for Lingard, who's got time to control it, survey his options. Shaw chipping it in, but only onto the roof of the net. Now to play for a goal kick.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Rooney gets taken off in a minute. The manager's just called him over, had a quick word with him, and well, it might be the substitution to look after him a little bit. I've got a feeling it will be.
And United will make their final change in a moment as well. Another appearance for the impressive young fullback Brandon Williams is imminent. Here's Rooney. Rooney playing it forward. Oh, what a pass that is! And he's managed to get Marriott in! And it's a good save from Romero. But the pass, it's all about the pass. Rooney inside his own half. That time he goes straight. Marriott read it, and he had the pace to get in behind Luke Shaw. Had to hit it first time, and it was an excellent shot, but a really good save from Romero, diving to his right to get his fingers to it to tip it round the post. The pass, though, was majestic. Derby's corner, swung in from that left-hand side. Whittaker the target, it's knocked away by Ighalo, and it'd been mopped up by Jayden Bogle in the midfield.
Yes, as you were saying, the pass was sumptuous, it really was.
Bogle will play it into a wider position now for George Evans, who finds himself the centre-half on the right wing, and he wins the corner off Luke Shaw.
It had vision, it had pace, it had the right trajectory, it had curl, so it come in to help the forward out. It was a good run, and once again, Derby have created another decent chance.
They have a corner. Will they be able to score? Well, I'm sure still would only be a consolation goal with 12 minutes to go. Max Bird swinging the corner in, 3-0. It's cleared. And then chested down by Rooney. Lingard battling with his former teammate. Rooney's done brilliantly to turn away. Then a reverse ball. Sibley's left-footed effort takes a deflection. And Romero stops it going out of play for a corner by sliding in on his knees on the left-hand side of the box. And it was only the Derby fans rather than the players that were appealing for a penalty for a handball.
Yeah, the biggest appeal come from Wayne Rooney, who was looking for a free kick and a swan song in this game, that is for sure.
Yeah, Graham Shinney's going to be coming on in a moment, and you'd be amazed if it's not Rooney that's replaced. They got Blackburn at home at the weekend, have the Rams, and then Millwall away, Reading at home, Preston away. Quartet of games which their season won't hinge on them, but the opportunity for their season still to hinge on something in April will surely depend on their fortunes over those 4 games over the next 3 weeks. Here's McTominay. He's worked it to the right-hand side for Pereira. Pereira will play it out on the Manchester United right for Mata. Mata's ball for Dalot. Cross comes the challenge from Lowe, and both sides, as the ball goes out of play for a throw, will now make a change. United going first. Williams on for Shaw, a straight swap at left back.
Yeah, all valuable experience for Williams, I think. Shaw's done pretty reasonable today. I think he's got forward well, he's been composed in his defending, and obviously the goal.
Well, the Derby change isn't the withdrawal of Rooney, it's Sibley who's coming off, and Shinney's on to replace him. He's caught the eye, the 18-year-old Sibley.
Yep, he's been aggressive, he's got around people, showed plenty of energy, and I for one's pleased that Rooney's still on the pitch. I mean, that pass was by far the best pass of any player this evening.
And it was a simple pass in some ways as well. Simple when you see it executed, you think, okay, but it was just everything about it. To be able to do it, to know that the run is coming, to get it absolutely spot on. It was just a wonderful moment. I think the one thing that the Derby fans will take out of the game, it was just a mesmeric pass. Here's Williams trying to knock it forward. Rooney, who's on a yellow card, remember, from the first half, just withdraws a dangling leg, and then Lingard goes for goal with a toe poke from 20 yards, but he's put it wide, with Rose probably having it covered anyway, and it's a goal kick. 81 gone, Derby 0, Manchester United 3 remains the score, and you're listening to our 5th round coverage live and exclusive on TalkSport with the Fiat Professional range of vans. Get peace of mind with 5 years warranty, 5 years roadside assistance, and 5 years servicing. Terms and conditions apply. Search Fiat Pro 555. And a crowd tonight, just a little under 31,500 here at Pride Park, with around 5,000, just a few under 5,000 travelling Manchester United supporters. They're the ones in fine voice still, delighted with what they've seen. 9th away win of the season in all competitions, very much on the cards now, with a 3-goal advantage inside the final 10 minutes.
It's been a fairly comfortable evening for them, but from Derby's point of view, they've not created the final pass, haven't they, or the final finish to make this game a little bit more interesting. Tomorrow morning you'll pick it up, it'll be 3 or 4-0 game finish, and they'll be a little bit disappointed with that. But I'm sure some of the young players would have come on for it.
Igalo trying to get onto a little flick from Pereira, and rose off his line very quickly. It was essential for Derby that he was, and he came out and made the save at the feet of Odion Igalo. And Rose waving players upfield. Now clears it, right-footed from the edge of the penalty area. Rooney in a slightly more advanced position now. What he'd give for a goal against Manchester United. I think it's destined to be a 7th game against United in his career. Either side of his spell at Old Trafford without a goal, without a victory, should I say, but can he find a goal? Here's Pereira getting it clear for Manchester United to Martial. First time layoff for Lingard, who's happy to take it down towards the touchline. Whittaker doing his best to keep up with him, and then across comes Max Bird. Shinnie will knock it away, but the referee said no advantage to United as Bird had shoulder charged Lingard to the ground, and it's a free kick to United. 15 yards outside the penalty area, out towards the left-hand side of the box, and another opportunity to work it in here. And Ighalo, of course, is on a hat-trick. What he would give for his first in a Manchester United shirt. The free kicks work short, out to Williams. Williams, a left-back, but a right-footer. Just shown back inside, finds Mata to Lingard, now to McTominay. And towards the right-hand touchline for Diogo Dalot. McTominay quickly offers himself as a passing option, receives the ball. The Scotsman working it back for Dalot. Now towards the edge of the area for Pereira, who dummies to shoot, gets one in at the second time of asking, but fires wide. But the shot count rising all the time. It's not too far south of 30 now for Manchester United.
Yeah, we've, as I say, they're putting a lot of pressure on. They've scored 3 decent goals in the game. And from their point of view, they'll be pleased with their evening's work, progression in the Cup. Rooney now has decided to play number 10, and he'll be looking for just that one option in and around United's goal area.
"3-0 Manchester United lead it with Max Bird in possession for Derby County. He's certainly another player that has caught the eye tonight. Another who's still in his teenage years. Ball worked to the Derby left. And play forward by Forsyth. Forsyth now to Graham Shinnie. Shinnie with an opportunity to bring it forward. Getting Marriott in towards the edge of the area. The shot comes in and Romero spilt it almost at the feet of Marriott, but it's a comfortable enough save. And the clock ticks in towards the last 5 minutes. Graham Shinnie, another with excellent Cup experience. He won the Scottish Cup in his time with Inverness Calais. The central midfielder who's come off the bench tonight. Williams almost caught in possession, sandwiched between 2 Derby players. They played round the press here with Lindelof. Lindelof to Lingard on the left-hand touchline. Marriott comes in. He was going to make sure that he took something, be it Lingard or the ball. Wasn't particularly fussed which. Ended up being Lingard. And it's a free kick, which Lingard takes, gets back to his feet, and plays it intelligently forward for Martial. Back for Lingard again. Lingard to Andres Pereira. Out to Martial on the left-hand side. Ighalo waits in the middle by the penalty spot. Can Martial get it across to him? He's found Pereira instead. Pereira trying to drop his shoulder and get a shot in. He can't. Derby standing firm with the black and white shirts behind the ball. Is flicked in towards Mata's feet, and he couldn't get a strong enough contact on it and feathers it wide, and had a play for a goal kick which will be taken by Rose. 3-0 with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Derby and saying one or two of their youngsters would come on from this experience. Whittaker, who come off the bench, I think he's had a tough night. You know, he knows the standard now that he's got to attain to get in and play first team football.
Here's Rooney, edge of the penalty area for Derby, urged to shoot, and he obliges, but skies it over the bar. Hasn't had too many sights of goal. Well, you can hear his name being chanted, I'm sure, by supporters from both clubs as he just looks a little bit disconsolate and walks away back into the midfield after that miscued effort. Romero to restart play with the goal kick with 3.5 minutes remaining.
I'll tell you what, I think if Rooney scores, there'll be a bigger cheer from the United fans than there will the Derby fans tonight.
Romero taking his time about the goal kick. Forsyth picking it up at the back for Derby. Worked into the feet of Graham Shinnie, the bearded Scotsman, wearing 4, controlling it and laying it back for George Evans. Now down towards the right back, Jayden Bogle. Bogle worked towards the edge of the centre circle. Derby able to bring it forward again with Shinnie, always looking with an eye for a pass, a dynamic midfielder, and it's an excellent crossfield ball. Just going to be too far ahead of Jason Knight, but he has controlled it. An opportunity to run at Dalot, pulled back towards Max Bird on the edge of the area. Shinnie continues to run forward. It might yet break inside the box, and Romero can't make the save at the near post. Doesn't have to in the end, as Max Lowe just overran it, and with the goalkeeper slightly in no man's land, he can't get a shot in. It goes out of play for a goal kick, which will be taken by Sergio Romero. Again, in no hurry to restart play, with time very much against Derby County here. The last time that there was an FA Cup tie here between these two, Wayne Rooney did score. It was, of course, for United. 3-1 success in the fourth round that day. And can he yet score a late goal today to make it a 3-1 Manchester United success this time round as well? 3-0, the men in red lead. With 88 on the clock, Brandon Williams. That's a lovely pass as well. Beautifully weighted out for Juan Mata. Mata to Ighalo. A brisk aerial ball back from Ighalo, but controlled neatly enough anyway by Dalot. Dalot to Mata. Mata working through the midfield. Pereira's in a central position. Can't get a shot in, but he can play it back for Lingard. Lingard works it in. Ighalo! That was his moment, and he's missed.
Yeah, it certainly was. There he was, 8 yards out. Perfect position for a striker. And as it bobbled up, he just got his finish wrong. But the one thing he does in the game, which you don't see a great deal of him outside the box, inside the box, he's got the 2 goals, and he probably could have had another 2 as well.
Not too far away from stoppage time. Lee Mason, the fourth official, just has a little look at his watch and dials the numbers into these infuriatingly one-sided boards. But the United fans will know how many extra minutes are going to be added on, even if we don't. Here's Shinnie. Forward towards Rooney. Rooney controlling it with his back to the direction of play. Play forward again by Forsyth down the left-hand side. Jason Knight. Max Lowe outside him. Marriott waiting in the middle. So too Whittaker. Can Derby work an opening here? It was a play back. Rooney is able to pick it up under pressure from Mata. Now he goes forward for Shinnie again. Shinnie working down the left-hand side of the penalty area. Plenty of movement towards the edge of the box, and McTominay has conceded a free kick. And Rooney's name immediately being sung by the Derby fans, because this is a presentable opportunity. It's 8 yards outside the box, and it's 15 yards to the left of centre. He had a little sighter in the first half with that effort that Romero saved, diving away to his right-hand side to help it round the post in a not dissimilar position to this one. This one, if anything, is a little bit closer. But he certainly will fancy his chances. 3 additional minutes to be played. We're in them now. And can Wayne Rooney score a consolation goal here for Derby County? Romero happy that he's got the wall in the right place. It is Rooney, strikes it, what a save, beautifully struck, and Romero, who'd shown in that corner, raced across behind his wall and got a strong right hand to it to tip it over the bar.
I'll tell you what, an outstanding save, an outstanding free kick. He got it up and down, the wall jump, we're nowhere near it, and it's just flashing under the bar with Romero finger-tipped it over.
Yeah, Romero, the party pooper there. Desperately trying to protect his clean sheet. Martial has it inside his own penalty area from the corner, and has been able to flick it off Forsyth and out of play for a goal kick. That's a good save by Sergio Romero. Doubt about that, hasn't had an awful lot to do, but at his acrobatic best there to help that one away and out of play for a corner. United will give him the opportunity to play out from the back. He's got both Lindelof and Bailly standing on the respective corners of the 6-yard box, but Romero plants it upfield instead, trying to get Ighalo in behind George Evans. Derby have dealt with it, get it forward for Rooney in this much more advanced position now. Play forward by Rooney towards the edge of the area. The offside flag is up, and it's a free kick which will be taken by Manchester United just outside the box. Well, Stuart, I lost my bet, because I would have been absolutely convinced that providing Wayne Rooney was at least a 5.5 out of 10 tonight, he would be given the man of the match. But it's Louis Sibley who has won the sponsors man of the match tonight. But Rooney's been excellent.
He has. He's been very, very good. His eye for a pass, his game understanding, his temperament's impressed me.
United maybe just able to create one more opportunity for goal number 4. Martial trying to work it down the left-hand side of the penalty area. Back for Lingard. United leading by 3 goals to 0. Long since known they're going through. Mata to Martial. Can they set the seal on it here with a goal right at the end? We're 2.5 minutes into the additional 3. Bogle will bring it forward for Derby, get it out from the back. Marriott wanted an early ball to be played forward, and Brandon Williams will pick up what at the start of his first team career was an obligatory yellow card. He was booked nearly every time he played, but he's cautioned there. His 8th of the season for a rash challenge, and Derby will take a free kick inside their own half. 20 seconds to go. No chance now of being able to get the ball forward really into a position that can hurt Manchester United. Shinnie is caught in possession by Scott McTominay, and the full-time whistle goes. Inevitably, a night that was going to focus around Wayne Rooney, and it was a superb individual performance, but it was his former club rather than his present that make it through to the quarter-finals and that trip to Norwich in a couple of weekends' time. Manchester United's ram raid most effective. Goals from Luke Shaw and Odion Ighalo before half-time. Ighalo adding another 20 minutes from time. United getting the job done very comfortably on a night where they had nearly 30 sights of Kelrose's goal, and a changed Derby County side just couldn't cope with the golfing class. But Rooney did provide the pass of the game, some wonderful moments as he rolled back the years, and it was great to see him again against premium opposition. But that premium opposition got the job done. United extending their unbeaten streak to 9, and they're in the last 8 for a 6th successive season. Derby 0, Manchester United 3.